A tritone substitution is a technique that involves replacing a 5/7 chord with another chord whose root is located a tritone away from the 5/7 chord. For instance, in the key of C major, we would replace the G7/D chord with a D-flat-7 chord. The reason this works so well is that these two 7 chords share 2 of the 4 notes in them. F and B are in both chords. Jazz teachers present this idea as if it is unique to jazz. But once you understand how to move from a D-flat-7 chord to a C major chord, you will instantly understand how Tchaikovsky and other important composers from a century or two ago did exactly the same thing. Let's apply this idea to Shave and a Haircut 2 bits. The way we normally hear the ending is G7 to C major, and that is 5/7 to 1. Now here is Shave and a Haircut 2 bits with a tritone substitution. I simply replace G7/D with D-flat-7. Because the melody in both cases is moving from B to C, both chord choices work equally well. In this case, I would suggest that you want to stop right here if this is the first time you are hearing about the tritone substitution. It's not an easy thing to understand. However, this is really the essence of the whole thing, so it is a very solid first step. For those of you who are not afraid of getting mixed up, here comes the rabbit hole. Let's repeat the 2-bit idea, but this time I am going to use 4 different chords for my first chord, and they are all going to work perfectly moving to the C major chord. First we go from G7/D to C. Then we replace G7/D with a D diminished chord. Notice that this is a single morph. G simply went up to A flat and it sounds almost the same. Now let's replace G7/D with a root position D-flat-7 chord. This sounds excellent and perfectly smooth. Now let's replace that D-flat-7 chord with a D-flat-7 flat-5 chord. We have now used 4 different chords that resolve to C major in exactly the same way, and they all sound just great. This 2-chord progression is the very start of a popular tune called What's New, and you can find a marvelous arrangement of this with Linda Ronstadt. It's right on YouTube, so be sure to listen to it. She sings it in the key of G major, so I will show this chord progression again with all 4 forms transposed to this new key of G major. By the way, this particular arrangement starts off with A diminished going to G major. But it could just as easily start off with a D7/A, A-flat-7, or A-flat-7 flat-5. By the way, when we play the same tune but keep replacing a chord with another chord, it is called chord substitution. As so often is the case, this term is used by jazz teachers as if they are the only people on the planet who do this. But repeating the same theme with altered chords is a technique that has been used for many centuries. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave me comments about anything you like, comments about anything you'd like to see in the future, and remember that I consider all suggestions.